Here's a Croc Skink enclosure. Keep my plants in front to kind of minimize what movement they see from us. It's not to say they can't see us just fine, because sometimes we'll see them watching from like up in the corner of the wood up there. And there's one that I guess they both get under here. Don't really identify which is which usually, just because they're so skittish. Lately they've been acting a little different, letting us get closer. I might have startled one the other day. Haven't showed that short yet, but yeah, anyway. So one hides up there, one hides down here. But the purpose of this is I want to show you all the plants where they are now, because this is a planted tank versus just throwing vines and stuff in like I do for the barking tree frogs. And even them, I've been doing water changes on them, so their water's low and I haven't cleaned the glass yet. I'm gonna do that when I fill it up, higher water, and cut their filters back on. But yeah, I just wanted y'all to take a look at the plants. So I originally had planted the Palea Silver Sparkle. I really like this stuff. The issue is the isopods do too. And I had been putting so many isopods in this container or enclosure that they were eating everything. So while I was doing ground cover or cleaning up my front yard, I noticed this stuff. It's always in low light. I have no idea what it is. But I started pulling it little bit by little bit and planting it, and you can already see where the croc skinks walk through it. You can see where they crawl through it. There's kind of the same around over here. They come down and they also walk a lot on the back. I tried to plant some back there. You can see a little bit of it growing in. But it was always in low light, in the backyard and in the front, stuff like that. There is a little bit of it that grows out in the yard, but it's usually up under the plants, kind of in the shade where it's not actually getting a whole bunch of full sun. So I planted a little bit in here, and I noticed within a couple days that it ripened up really nice. Was standing up, had nice little swirls. In fact, it was the portion right down in over here. It had nice little swirls, and I was like, huh, I'm gonna keep trying to do this. So when I got in the backyard, I found quite a bit more, but you can never like find a whole bunch of the stuff. So I don't know, I kind of moved on with picking it. I have a papaya growing in, which is right in there in the middle. It's the brighter green that's young. Hopefully it survives. Maybe, maybe not. Those things usually only survive about a year or two. This is either a maple, you can see the big stick of it. It's either a maple or a sycamore. I'm not sure which. The white striped stuff, which you can see here, I've cut most of them and they didn't regrow back. New stuff is regrowing, but this is an aluminum plant. Seems to do really well. Isopods don't really, I mean, if they do mess with it, it's got a little harder stalk on it. Even the green's fairly hard, so it survives. That is a philodendron. I say it's philodendron because I have leaves that are just gigantic out front. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the pink plant is. I don't know what this is. I trimmed the top of it. It's regrowing as well. And that's what's growing now. Back there seems to be doing okay. So there might be more of those in here in the future. that right there is a cathedral bell. It's a little bit questionable which species that is, but yeah, I have that down south, on our property, and I've been trying to do 100% ID because there's two types, I guess, of cathedral bells. In the front yard, we actually get the flowers; they get bigger, and here, they just become stringy little plants. That is actually a monstera vine, Andersoni, I believe. I want to say, I don't remember. But it's showing some fatter leaf with no holes, but it came from this one right here, which seems to be doing okay. I just trimmed some to put it in the front yard. Got it growing up, and the tips are growing, but yeah. And that was a calathea rattlesnake plant. I've had those in with my Pac-Man frogs for quite some time, and put a cutting in here, and it seems to be doing well. I wish I didn't slam it in the corner, but I kind of like the spot, and I actually used it so the roots would filter next to the rock, rather than dirt and debris just slipping through and freely. And then that little striped thing, I believe, is one of these, which is a Draciensia or something. And that, I forget the name. I had the name. I don't believe I saved it on like my Facebook photos, because that's usually where I identify plants so I can remember and I just look back. But I'll have to figure that out. That's something I propagated from a cutting that I had, and it's been doing really well. I got like multiple cuttings, and I decided to put one in here because I had so many. Put a couple outside also to see if they would grow out there. Ones I actually left inside, one died. So it was kind of interesting. Water wise, and I guess I'll open it. Water wise, it is low. We've had a ton of rain, and I haven't been cycling with the rain like I would really want to. Yeah, I just haven't been. Even with the frogs, I'm kind of cycling them, but their water level is lower than what it usually is. I shouldn't say usually, because I do cut it back every once in a while, but it's been pretty deep for a couple months. That's what I wanted to see, if there was one left. So I put 8 rosies. It started differently. I put 2 or 3 rosies, I believe. I don't know how many at first. I just put them in for like mosquito control. I didn't want mosquitoes populating in here because this still water, all it would take is one to get in here. And definitely, we're no stranger to leaving our front door open when dogs are out. I used to leave my front door open a lot more, but I still prepare for stuff like this. So I do put fish in here, but you need to understand that, well, I was lucky using the rosy red feeder, or rosy feeder minnow, because they got eaten. All of them got eaten. I have not seen any dead fish in here, and now I've put, well, if I put 3 in last time, I've put 13 now. And that's the last one of the last 10. I did put 10 in here because the goby got the rest. And that's where I populate my plants for this aquarium. It's the same lighting. I got those spread out better, and these two are tighter. So the rays don't spread the way I would like. I think I'm gonna put another light bar in here, but it's really tight getting the cords. And I'm gonna have to rearrange the first two to get the third in and actually have them connected. So I've been debating that. I think it'll really help with plants growing. And then moss, of course. That came from the 150 gallon out back that is just insanely covered with algae. And I put a couple tadpoles in there to see how they would survive based on the filter, the way the side works on that, and all of that good stuff. So I may in time put screen out there and move to a bigger tank for like peninsular newts and stuff like that with heavier. I mean, I got the moss, but I want to do like branches and stuff like that on top, so there are like places to cling. I just haven't figured it out yet, what the idea. So it's empty tank full of algae, just grows off the tap water. And the mites, we had an issue with that. So the tank drained when we had a power go out, and so all my mites died. Or whatever the hell, I say mites, but whatever was growing in the 150 eating the algae definitely died off. I shouldn't say definitely, maybe they repopulate slowly, but they died off, and now it's covered in algae, thin algae, but nonetheless, that's what's up. I'm not gonna disturb them. They're getting more comfortable. I already disturbed them the other day, and I think I have negative results from it. But anyway, thanks for watching, y'all. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll have you more content down the road, if not a little spaced out. This is what's going on. I did want to update about the plants and talk about them a little, and just show that things happen. I mean, I had this thing covered in the beginning, and most of that got eaten by isopods. Now I don't know how many isopods are in here. Hardly see them. Normally see small ones up in the corners, like of the log, places like that. But I see nothing right now, but it's also daytime. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later.